What's up? Welcome to a new market update. Bitcoin at a new all-time high. I'm back from Dubai, still getting my rest as my voice is still not the greatest. But we're going to have a new update on Bitcoin and what the expectations are for Bitcoin and also the altcoins. But before we're going to continue, do not forget to subscribe and like the YouTube update, and check out my Twitter and Instagram where you can find daily content on the markets too. And it's starting back up tomorrow as well. And also a special shout out to two of my friends, Bertus and Pius. They know they've completely screwed me up last night at Ajax, as that was one of the crazy nights that I've ever been to Ajax. So thank you for that. So looking at the markets with Bitcoin right now, we've made a new all-time high. And the altcoins are also running in the USD values. However, are the altcoins actually showing strength, or what are the expectations that we're going to see with Bitcoin right now? Are we going to see an extended run on Bitcoin in which we won't be even stopping to have a correction and altcoins are just getting crushed in the Bitcoin pairs? Something that we have to discuss. So we hop into the charts, in which we can see that in the recent run of Bitcoin we also did not have any significant correction at all. And those corrections usually happen when the moment is that, or when the moment comes that most of the people are extremely bullish on the markets and positioned long, then the harsh corrections will happen. At this stage, we've just witnessed a run of about, I'd say, 60%, 67%, close to it. Probably when the video is online, it is about 67%. So, at this stage, we've had such a run without a corrective moment at all. We've also experienced this run of about 77% in August, after which we had a standard 25% correction. Also, the arguments where people were saying that this would be a lower high and that cat bounce, they are gone, as we've just made new highs, through which the entire bear market thinking through or actual statements is gone at this stage. So we're actually seeing that we're still in the second phase of the bull cycle. More on that in the next few updates. Right now, we have to determine where we potentially could be getting a corrective move. And second, where are we going to land? And third, when is most likely the altcoins are going to run from here? Using or determining any new target points, that can be based from Fibonacci extension. Previous high, previous low, and you can determine where the potential target can be. In that case, the recent low was around 28k and the recent high was 64.9k, through which we can see that the next extensive period could be towards 85k plus. So I'll just make an horizontal line here to say, okay, this is one target zone that we're targeting at this stage if we get any continuation happening. We can do the exact same with the previous high and previous low of the last impulse wave. So we've just had a run from 28 to 52, and then we get into a very interesting point of view. So we've got 68k as the next target zone, which we are already close to approaching as we are at 66.6. And third, we've got the area around 92. So these two are now lining up with a few levels around the area of 90k. And we also got a final one, which is this recent high and recent low, through which we get a few interesting points here next. We've got 75k as a target point, and we've got, my mouse is not working or my arm is not taking the speed yet, and we've got 88k here next too. So we've got two blocks that are very important. If you look at the psychological points in the price valuation, then 75 is the first one. If you look at the next one, it's going to be 100k. So these two are important to watch. The third one is that entire zone that we've got around 87k to 90k. This is an area that I'm marking as a very important resistance zone if we continue running. But the RSI is getting high already. We've just witnessed a run of 60%. Without any correction at all. We've also anticipated those runs during 2020 in which we didn't really get any correction despite some very small ones. So what are we going to expect at this stage as we've taken out the recent high? or the recent all-time high. We could be getting an extended run all the way towards 75k. I think between 70 to 75k is probably the area where we should be watching for potential short-term reversal, given the fact that people are going to take profits, but also given the vertical run we've got right now. And third, we've got the actual psychological price level there. So even though we've had these runs back in the previous run, which were more than 2x, if we get to 75k, this run is also going to be almost 2x. And then we get the scenario where most of the people are probably going to be long without any corrective move at all, through which I'm assuming that a scenario like this is most likely going to take place in the markets at this point. So then you get into the debate question of, is Bitcoin going to run from here all the way towards 135, 150, 200k and ending off the bull cycle in Q4 and then correcting January alt season and we're done? That is the 2017-2018 scenario. Or are we going to get an extended version in which we are breaking the all-time high, get towards 75 or 80k, if it goes in the scenario like we do here, get a corrective period of a few weeks, just like we have been witnessing here during 23rd of November until the next month, which was a month of sideways action before we took out or broke out. And then we have a run like we did earlier this year until April or May, and then we get a topped out version. That could be the case as well, and I think that's the most likely case, in which in the phase that we are currently witnessing, that even Bitcoin continues grinding and might even go to 75 or 80k in November before we get this corrective move, altcoins will still be suffering heavily. But at this stage, I think Bitcoin will be running towards 75k, potentially 80, and then have the corrective move. First real resistance point is 68k at this stage. Looking at altcoins for just a few minutes, we do see that we're still making downtrends. We are still flipping levels in a bearish manner, through which they are getting sold off as people are jumping on the Bitcoin run. The only reason why I would be getting bullish on altcoins at this point is when Bitcoin finishes its correction. And if you look at the updates that I've been posting on my YouTube channel, back with the historical price action, you see that in December usually the altcoins will do well. We might be getting a bounce up of the altcoins in their Bitcoin pairs when Bitcoin starts to correct, but then the USDT values will still remain valid or like stable. So if you're looking at altcoins at this point, you still see that ETH against Bitcoin is trending south, dominance is running up, Cardano is crashing heavily, and some more smaller altcoins are also still trending south. So I still believe that you should be getting patient. What you should be looking for is some interesting signs on the charts, and we'll be discussing that in the update tomorrow. So that's my small update for today. Bitcoin most likely will run to 75 to 80k according to Fibonacci, according to the psychological levels as well. And until then, altcoins will still be having some pain. I'll be back tomorrow with a fresh new update. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day.